welcome back to the Sprouted Vegan Author. I'm Jody Ortiz, and I'm excited to dive into today's topic. And even though I'm still feeling under the weather, I apologize if I'm hard to hear. But thank you for sticking with me, and I'm excited about getting into this topic. If your reader doesn't connect with the character, then they won't have a reason to continue reading. So developing strong characters that are relatable, that a reader can recognize either in themselves or somebody that they know or have known. They might not be able to connect emotionally with the character enough to finish reading your book. And your goal is to want them to read your books. So we need to have strong characters. Examples that we'll be looking at the character development are my erotic romance Jolene's Adonis, my dystopian novel The Good Woman's Rebellion. Those will both be released in 2025. And then classics like Gone Girl, The Girl on the Train, and To Kill a Mockingbird. Those are some of my favorite novels. So we'll be looking at examples from those books. And so first we want to focus on the flaws that make your character real. Every good character has a flaw. They're not perfect. They're not they have something that is going to take them down. They're going to struggle throughout the story. So they need to have a flaw. In Gone Girl, Amy Dunn's cool girl monologue reveals her manipulation and societal frustrations. She has a line, men always say that as a defining compliment, don't they? She's a cool girl. Cool girls never get angry. They only smile in a chagrin-loving manner and let their man do whatever they want. And her perfection is a mask that's hiding deep flaws. Readers connect with her frustrations even as they question her morality. They're able to connect with her because she's showing her flaws by saying, she's a cool girl or whatever. And then in Jolene's Adonis, Jolene mourns her husband, but also feels a guilty sense of freedom after years of emotional control. She was in a bad marriage, and she wasn't sure, how she was sticking it out, but she stayed in it. And so when her husband is gone, she feels this guilt. And so she's staring at his casket. She says, "At what point did our lives become so twisted?" Her internal conflict humanizes her and keeps the readers hooked as they grapple with her emotions, as she's dealing with her guilt over being happy that he's gone and being sad at the same time. And then, so after we create their flaws, we want to show their internal and external conflict. The power of internal struggles is an example is on The Girl on the Train. Rachel battles addiction and her obsession with the seemingly perfect life of Megan and Anna. And there's a line that says, "I'm not the girl I used to be. I'm no longer desirable. I'm off-putting in some way they can't quite put their finger on." And so she's showing her internal struggle there. Her internal battles are mirrored by the chaos she causes in other lives, making her both unreliable and sympathetic, because we sympathize with her journey as she struggles through what she is dealing with her drinking, not being able to remember, and being very obsessed with these other people that she can't be like. And then in The Good Woman's Rebellion, Claire battles her conflicts because she is in a world controlled by a regime that wanted to bring on global warming, and they are against anything like veganism, and she is a vegan, and so she hides it and carefully defies the oppressive regime. And there's a scene where she's at the dinner table and they put meat on her plate, and she's really grossed out because um, if you're vegan or if you're not vegan, you know how meat, like the juice kind of gets, depending on the cook of the meat, and if there's like a sauce, the juice kind of gets on everything else on the plate. So she struggles with this, and so she has small rebellions throughout her journey that shows her growing courage, blending her internal strength with her external resistance. And she's resisting in a way that they don't really notice or don't really care to notice. Um, and then part three, we want to look at the character growth through adversity. And To Kill a Mockingbird, Scout learns about morality and prejudice from Atticus and her experiences in Maycomb. And there's a line that says, "You never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view." So Scout's growth is gradual, shaped by key events such as witnessing Tom Robinson's trial and Boo Radley's kindness. The um, When you're looking at another character's point of view, like, we have to remember that there is no truly evil character. Like, every character has a reason. They have a something that's driving them from their past, something from a past lesson, something that they've been taught along the way. And so she is seeing things from the another person's perspective, and as a child, this is really developing her sense of what's going on. In Jolene's Adonis, Jolene evolves from a grieving widow to someone reclaiming her independence through her craft. And there's a scene where she's hammering a bracelet in her shop. She works with metal and creates jewelry and different things for her little store on at the beach. And she's singing a song, and she's got a mixture of tears and sweat going on. And so her resilience and creativity drive her transformation, demonstrating that growth doesn't have to be linear. And so next we want to focus on the contrasts and the juxtapositions, using foils to highlight traits. In Gone Girl, Amy's cunning contrasts with Nick's cluelessness. Amy's meticulous planning versus Nick's bumbling attempts to prove his innocence. That's pretty pretty entertaining to read about. The contrast keeps the reader engaged and underscores Amy's brilliance, because she really planned her disappearance, and him trying to prove his innocence is just like, oh, one big mess up after another. And then we want to build the character layers. In Jolene's Adonis, Orlando, methodical and reserved, contrasts with Jolene's impulsiveness. Orlando is the hero in Jolene's Adonis, and he is very meticulous in his planning. He's very meticulous in how he goes about things, and she's just impulsive. Jolene is just like, oh, that sounds good, let's do it. And so in Jolene's Adonis, there's a line where Orlando is observing Jolene, and he says, "Not this girl. She was either calculated or truly grieving." So his perspective adds intrigue while giving readers insight into Jolene. He's trying to figure out, is she calculated or is she grieving? Then we want to use setting to shape characters, and setting is a reflection of conflict. In The Good Woman's Rebellion, the Davis household mirrors Claire's entrapment. There's a scene where Claire's hiding her journal in a secret desk nook, and the oppressive environment heightens the stakes and symbolizes Claire's fight for freedom. She was formerly a journalist, and the regime hates journalists. And so she's trying to hide the fact that she is taking notes, and she wants to write down everything. She wants to document everything in this new world. And then we want to use the setting as a teacher into To Kill a Mockingbird, Maycomb's deeply ingrained racism shaped Scout's understanding of justice and morality. There's a scene in the courtroom where Scout sees the jury convict Tom Robinson, and the setting can serve as a subtle but powerful force driving character growth. Here, their racism is a good setting for Scout to learn, like, this is wrong. It's setting up the tone for the book. And so, in conclusion, to summarize the key points, you want to develop strong characters that are flawed, layered, and constantly evolving. They're shaped by their conflicts, relationship, and environments. And you want to remember that there is no truly evil character. Everybody has a reason why they do things, and that's going to be shaped by their past, by their upbringing, by their environment, by their mental health status. And so, as you write, ask yourself, what does my character want? What stands in their way? And how do they change by the end of the story? And you want to throw as many things at your character as you can to try to prevent them from reaching their goal. You want to keep the reader intrigued. Are they going to reach this goal? And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up and hit the bell for it lights up and it helps boost my channel. And let me know your favorite character from these examples, or add your own in the comments. As always, stay creative, keep dreaming, and keep writing.